we went into survival mode.
Yeah.
It was like question of, how do we survive the pandemic?
Yeah.
Because all our revenues depended on travel. I think every 10 or so years there's a new wave that comes, and you've got to be ready to ride the wave. For us it was mobile, then it was internet, then it was social media, now it's AI. But the metaverse is still to really expand, so that's probably a new area that's going to come up. So I think you've got to identify what the waves are, which is number one, quite important, and then see how you can disrupt, or how you can add value, or how you could surf that wave.
Do you think that every single person should try entrepreneurship, or do you think that some people are just meant to work for others and some people are meant to be entrepreneurs?
I think it's very much about your personality and your character. Some people are more inclined towards taking risks, and want more chaos and uncertainty in their lives, where others want an environment where things are organized, set up, and have systems and processes that they can follow and grow within that. So I don't think one necessarily is better than the other. They're two different environments. And I think it's very important for young people or whoever's going into business to understand their personality and their character. And, do they feel comfortable taking risks, being in an environment where there's a lot of uncertainty, where there's no guarantee of paycheck, month on month? Or do they want, an environment where the tools are there, the processes and the procedures and the platforms are ready, and they can apply their skills and climb to the top of the organization? So I think both are equally valuable and equally good. And it just depends what kind of personality you have.
So then, that being said, would you say entrepreneurs are born or made?
I would say some of the skill sets entrepreneurs, people are born with. They're just generally more inclined to take risks and like uncertainty and chaos more than other people. And I don't think I had to learn that. I think that was something that was in me.
So then, that being said, and I can already answer one of them, I would ask you, what are the 3 top traits that are required then to become an entrepreneur? Obviously, one is the ability to take risks, right?
I would say the ability to take risks, the ability to deal with uncertainty, and also the ability to solve problems.
That being said then, what advice would you give to a young aspiring entrepreneur, who wants to get started today and doesn't know exactly how to get started? What would you tell them to do?
I'm very much for education. So I would say first, get your degree. Make sure it's a degree that you want to do at a school that you want to go to. Work hard to get there. Make sure you get that grounding, that knowledge, those tool sets about how to think about problems, not just the thing that you want to solve at this particular moment. But I think universities play a role in teaching you a mindset and a skill set about how you, when faced with different problems, how you can, how you can adapt, how you can pivot, how you can analyze it. I think that's important. I wouldn't give up on education. And the second thing I would say is, whatever you're going into, seek advice, look for a mentor, look at somebody who's done it, who's achieved it. Number 2 and number 3, do your homework, build a business plan, and stick with the business plan. Because sometimes people, they make a business plan, think about it, but pivot a lot.
They don't see success for the first 2 months.
Yeah, they might 2 or 3 months. Or even if they do see success, they see a lot of low-hanging fruit all around them.
Shiny objects.
Shiny objects that distract them from their business plan. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And it happened to us as well, that you kind of go off course, and it, still picking up the fruit, a bit like Mario, the Mario game where you're picking up coins everywhere rather than just trying to get.
You see this new money tree come out, and you're like,
and so you're just, you get distracted. So I would say, those 3 things are quite important. And maybe I would add one 4th thing is, don't necessarily always look where everybody else is looking. And at the moment, a lot of attention is focused on social media, the internet, and you do get a lot of ideas. But remember this, the whole world is looking where you're looking. Sometimes look at the opposite direction, because there are a lot of industries that are not sexy, that don't suit social media. You're talking about industry, manufacturing. It's not always something that somebody wants to look at. But we still need to drive cars. We still need to eat food. We still need the chemicals that clean our industries and keep society moving. There's a lot of business out there. People are making good money that's not necessarily being pushed.
Because it's not flashy,
It's
right?
not flashy. It's not trendy. That's out there. And, people can make a lot of money in that.
Interesting. No, I think that's great advice. I think follow the money doesn't mean go into social media, right? Like there's money in a lot of places. When you're an entrepreneur, you have to be a risk taker. You have to understand that you know a paycheck may not come every month. And so how do you deal with that balance at the start of your journey? Do you have to sacrifice certain elements in order to actually become a successful entrepreneur? What did you do?
For me, I was following my passion. So I think when you're following your passion and you love what you're doing, things come naturally. So you're not always looking at the hours. You're not always thinking, oh my God, I've worked beyond 8 p.m. at night. Is it, I should be doing something else. So I think that's important, that you're doing something that you're passionate about. So that kind of, takes off a bit of pressure from you. Then obviously having a family and a community that you belong to also helps keep you in balance, because you get invited to functions, you've got programs at the community to go to that you get invited to, so that kind of keeps pulling you back, and forces you to give time to different areas of your life. And then obviously you've got your health, your love for sport. If you're a sporty person, that kind of pulls you once a week to your football matches or your badminton games or to going to the gym. So for me, I think I didn't have to think about it in a lot of detail. I would say that because I was very active in a lot of areas in my life, I was getting pulled nicely in those directions.
What are 3 key lessons, the 3 biggest lessons that you've learned on your journey, both as an entrepreneur and in your personal life so far, that has allowed you to become who you are?
I think first and foremost is take care of your health. Because if you're not healthy, you're always thinking about solving your, whatever problem that you're facing at the moment. It kind of restricts you in what you want to do, what you can achieve, how much energy you have to do what you want to do. So never never sacrifice your health. Because there's a saying that's saying when you're young, you sacrifice your health to make all this money. And then when you've got the money, you sacrifice your money to get back your health, which is a kind of, oxymoron or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of, working in the wrong way for you. So don't sacrifice your health for whatever goal that you want to achieve. And unfortunately today, I see that a lot of young people are working really crazy hours or not, thinking about their diet, their health. And it has an impact on many ways. You age early, you kind of, your energy levels decrease much faster than you want. So 1, don't sacrifice your health. Number 2, spend time thinking about your future. So many people, when they're scared of alone time. And sometimes I see my kids, they're always wearing their earbuds. And I'm like, take them off. Don't be scared of the silence. The silence is very important, because when you've got the silence, you're actually thinking about, yourself, your future. So I think spend time with yourself. It might be uncomfortable. Some people think, I feel very uncomfortable, the silence. And so they always distract themselves. But, get comfortable with what is uncomfortable for you. So that's number 2. And number 3, I think I would say, is research what you want to do, because you can be climbing the wrong ladder. Sometimes, we're in this world racing, chasing the first thing we see. We're very impatient. Social media has made us impatient. We want to, have everything as quick as we want, or go in a particular direction. I would say, look, step back, don't rush into things. Think about what really pleases you, what you want to achieve, and then go after that. So those would be my 3 takeaways.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll put Arif's link in the bio below. Also, if you want to buy a really good eSIM, I'll put the link to his business below as well. So make sure to check that out. I've also launched a free community recently to help aspiring entrepreneurs find fulfillment and attain financial freedom. So make sure to also check that out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.